Now, things are going to get started very shortly. The ban phase for game number 1 will begin momentarily. Team Noob will be on the blue side. You're going to have Vitality on the red. Are there going to be any different strategies now that both of these teams have witnessed each other play in the semifinals, and they're potentially knowing what their strategy is coming in here for the finals?
Yeah, I think for them is don't ban Omega. Make sure you ban, like, Ryoma, which is a huge pick for Vitality. You saw them get their hands on Ryoma, and they would play it so well with the early game aggression and redemption. Lindis, he lost with Lindis, actually. Vitality actually lost with Lindis. So that's something to think about, too. So which team is going to play? Maybe they'll both play a dive comp, but Murad is someone that Vitality needs to look out for, because Vex on Murad was amazing.
I think I would be a little bit surprised here if we see a team draft an ADC. Because we just have not seen one have success yet today, I believe. I don't believe we've had a team with an ADC win yet today. All about early game aggression, all about those warriors, all about getting that initial pressure, counter jungle invades, all that good stuff. That's what I want to see both these teams do. And they're already taking down the side laners, so they're already limiting a lot of options here.
I love the recognition that Starro and the side lane presence that Vitality have is the X factor for their team. You talk about early game jungle, you talk about the mid lane press, you talk about the support roams, but what is the #1 foundation, the staple point that teams need to build up success? And that's a dominant side laner with 2 side laners as well as the standard OP teamy ban. It is a recognition that Team Noob has, and more importantly, the respect that they have for their opponents.
Yeah, they definitely have that respect here. Malik will be taken off the board, and now that leaves open a potential pick of if they want, for example, Ryoma, or if they want to go ahead and take away, like,
Max, maybe?
Yeah, Max is good as well.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if Team Noob doesn't pick up the
Zephyrs right off the bat. They're denying it from the side of Vitality,
Max
which we
Ryoma?
saw Vitality play Zephyr Soa. Yeah, you definitely want to take Ryoma here and Max.
Yep.
Because they're such strong side laner. You can flex Ryoma into jungle too. So now on the side of Team Noob, you know, you have Tulin, you have Lumber, you have Alice, you have Lubu. Yep, there you go. Look at this, man. You might as well do the draft for them.
That's fine, guys. No, hey, no, this I like. If I can predict Team Noob's draft, it means they're doing it correctly.
Exactly.
It means they're going to play meta. They're going to play it seriously. They are respecting their opponents, and I like that. When Team Noob plays with that respect, it's either amazing or awful.
Both of these teams over the last couple weeks have had their biggest form of improvement in the mid game. Being able to play from behind, being able to turn a disadvantageous position into an advantageous position. Climbing out of the hole is what essentially dictates the great teams from the amazing teams, and that's exactly what both of these teams are doing. Mina, as well as the L'Oreal, picked up for Vitality, which opens the doors for another Joker pick, as well as the potential Chognar here for Team Noob.
Yeah, Joker, a little risky because Max is going to be able to get onto him, but Chognar, great pick into Amina. I don't know why Vitality even picked Amina. I would say Amina as last pick and force him to pick another support that doesn't counter Mina, but Chognar is such a good counter into the Mina.
Oh,
and Zuka is going to be picked up here. That's huge.
We haven't seen Zuka since week 1. There were no Zuka picks, I believe, in week number 2. Maybe there was one. I think there was one. With that, this creates plenty of opportunity. We've seen the side laners of Team Noob do well, but they haven't necessarily excelled. They've been consistent, which is always a great sign, especially when you think about these good teams. Having a consistent side laner is great, but the performance of Vitality side laners have been a overperformance, and someone like Azuka that, if snowballs, could be disastrous.
I think one of the reasons, to your point, and it's playing off of what I'm saying about Zuka, is Mina is a great way to shut down Max's aggression when he dives in the backline. Grabbing him there is sort of a counter to Max. But now, because they have this here, and you add the Zuka on top of it, the team can now feel comfortable going all in. This is all in the back line with the mobility that every single member of their team is going to bring to the table, the displacement, the taunt, the setup. Vitality has an aggressive composition.
Yeah, but they got Chognar.
They do.
Yeah? You got Chognar is going to cancel the Zuka ultimate, cancel the Mina taunt, and that's going to put, you know, a Noob in a good spot. At the same time, too, I'm surprised no one picked Omen. Omen just was left unpicked.
No Omen indeed. Well, let's go ahead and check out Twitch chat. Game's going to be starting very shortly, but it's Vitality that's got the slight edge over Team Noob. We're going to find out exactly if those predictions hold true because the finals are here. Week number 3, and the fights have already begun in Virum.
The fight is already breaking out in the mid lane. The heal is already forced on the side of Team Noob. They're not quite able to take down that initial pick there. The Mina with a breath of life on the side of Vitality, able to walk away from that. So a nice little initiation, both sides trading blows. Sometimes we see teams come out and they take it easy, you know, they're testing each other. Nope, we are out of the gates, swinging, blazing, every adjective. Let's get going.
Yeah, I love what Sotaro did there. He knew that Joker is going to use his cannon shot to clear that wave, so he moved away to not get the AoE value from that shot. But the interesting matchup here is going to be Sotaro versus Pitch, and we know both these side laners are just gods in the side lane. So who's going to be able to outplay who? And I feel like that's going to be such an exciting matchup to see if Pitch or Sotaro are going to carry harder.
And speaking of the side lanes as well, King is someone who's been surprisingly quiet so far today. King, a player that we hyped up a lot in weeks past, but he hasn't been doing a whole lot. I mean, he's been consistent, he's been all right, but he hasn't really been a big playmaker for his squad. I need to see that change. If his team has any hope of taking it down Team Noob, they need King to be playing out of his mind in this series right now. So I'm really going to watch for him. He needs to be an X factor for his squad.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because if you think about it, Sotaro was the one, and look at that, wow, that endure timing. He blocked the death from above from Vex. Moon is such a god. That was insane. He just predicted and anticipated that Vex would ult him, and that saved his life, because if that landed, Moon would have been dead. Easy.
I mean, that was, we call it frame perfect. Must have been playing on a Razer phone, because he was getting all those frames right there. That was just beautiful coming in from them now, and they are now going to be able to force out the side of Vitality, though. But look at the splash damage coming in. Oh no, both teams trading out here, but 0-7 has joined the fray. Is he going to try and contest this? Is he going to try and clean this up? Oh, the snipe there on the King as well. Okay, that fight. For a second, I'm like, yo, Team Noob's about to rock this. I'm like, wait, Vitality's about to take this. Team Noob kind of came back, but that was absolute chaos. Both teams, again, they don't want to wait. They just want to go, go, go.
Yeah, that was so massive from, you know, from the side of Zephyrs. He was able to get, Vex was able to get a 3-man death from above. Kind of helped them win that fight, but then the fight turned around in their against them when Max King came in there, did so much AoE damage with his whirlwind ability, and was able to turn that fight around and not let Team Noob get too much of a lead.
And denying that additional healing as well, I think was a big factor there. But I think it really just came down to how much everybody was clustering and clumping and just giving so much value over to the way of Moon. When he drops the wheel down, that second, I mean, it hurts. When it explodes as well, it's going to be tough to deal with. But now it is Poseidon here finding the opponents there. But it is Moon who will be the target, the victim here, stepping a little bit too far forward. And 0-9 might be the one who ends up paying for it as the dive comes in as well in the mid lane. So that is going to be King making his appearance once more. So trading out across the board, both sides here. Chognar does actually end up living there as well. So revenge, counter-revenge, almost counter-revenge.
Yeah, and SC, you can see Zephyrs is such a good hero because he comes in the middle of a fight when the fight already started and it just cleans up using his ultimate, and look at it, he's landing these deaths from above so well, and wow, the Joker lands that cannon shot from downtown and secures the kill. 7 on this Joker, and we saw that against Nova. This guy and this Joker just carries.
I mean, we haven't seen ADCs have too much success today, but we are seeing the Joker, who actually has decent early game scaling as well. He is able to make plays for his team in the early game, and they're not just hiding him away in the jungle. They're not just, you know, putting him off to the side, oh, we'll bring you out later. No, he's being active and involved this entire game, which I think is crucial here. I mean, we traditionally see ADCs being late, and that is how we're seeing it here once more here. That is traditional MOBA fashion, and we are seeing it right now as Azura is going to be the target, the ult, the follow, the damage there from the side of Team Noob, and that is utter deletion. 6 kills to 5 right now, very even back and forth, but it is the gold lead of Team Noob starting to come out on top here at a tower on top. Team Noob going off in the early game.
And that is the weakness of the Mina here. You saw Azura come in there trying to get to the tower, but Joker comes in with his canned laughter ultimate, gets the stun on Mina, and then the entire team just blows her up. That's exactly how you want to counter Mina, and Team Noob is just playing so well against Vitality right now. Look at that rotation as well.
Vitality is stumbling. Ryoma kind of wandering off. He found himself in the opposing team's jungle. I think someone needs to print him off a map, because that was not the place to be, friend. The perfect collapse coming in from the side of Team Noob. And one thing we haven't really seen so far is the max value that we were kind of hoping to see from King. Instead, value, we are actually just seeing utter chaos as the side of Vitality is getting shredded. A beautiful taunt, not nearly enough. The knockup from Pitch. That Red Stallion going in there, trampling the side of Vitality. Tower or not, it does not matter.
Yeah, even though you do have the taunt, however, it's a 4v2, and what a nice rotation. And look at Seven, he steals, he takes that red buff, denies it from Sutaro, and is going to get the kill here. But can Sutaro turn this around? He might be able to. Wow, he does it as Zuka. Sutaro making plays on this Panda.
Nicely done there. 1v1 going the way of the Panda. That was exactly what Vitality needed there. Shutting down the farm of Team Noob for just a little bit longer. I mean, they're going to end up going in and training in the end, but that was really what they needed there in that instance. Rotations from Team Noob just a little bit too slow. Poseidon, I think, thinking that his teammate could take that and realizing, wait, no, we cannot. So nice play there from the side of Vitality. This just shows the individually, mechanically, the members of Vitality go toe-to-toe with anyone.
Sutaro's mechanics are just phenomenal. And look at this gank here. They're waiting. They're actually waiting, and the Redemption gets caught out. Beautiful death from above. Secures a kill, and Azure is in a really tough spot as well.
Reserve forced back under the T3. Not enough. The high ground tower will not save you. And Redemption, someone we point out is a huge playmaker, a linchpin, a critical facet, that vital gear at the center of the turning cogs that are Vitality. He is out of line right now. He is not spinning how he should be. The team is not rotating around him correctly. Again, he just seems a little bit lost. Team Noob is making him play their game.
Yeah, what a nice rotation. They anticipated that rotation from Vitality. They knew Redemption was going to come to his jungle at that moment, and then they engaged on him so hard that he didn't even stand a chance. This is why they first picked the Zephyrs here. Vex, he's playing so smart on the Zephyrs. He's landing every single death from above, and when he lands a death from above, he activates the Thunder Crash ability for Zephyrs, where every time, since after a death from above lands, every attack he does, ability damage he does additional magic damage, and that's devastating against a Vitality that's behind.
Yeah, and the Vitality, they're just fearing the lockdown, and 0-9 has the ability to deny any of the counter-aggression, the counter-CC.
Wow.
Mina, it will not save you. Taunt just makes them still keep hitting you. That is not an ideal situation. She's just not tanky enough yet at this stage of the game. All the while, King is doing his best to split push, and I have to give props to the King. The Max has been a huge factor because Max is better. You have to be the one setting up the picks. You have to be the one setting up the fights. That's when Max gets value. But Vitality is constantly on the back foot, which means that he's trying to do work where he can, which in this case is split pushing, but it's kind of a small recompense because Vitality is just still so far behind. Yeah,
and that's exactly why Mina was deleted so fast. Azure, although he did play it correctly, you want to use Dark Dominion because it decreases damage by 50% and makes the entire enemy focus you. But if you're level 7 and your opponents are level 10 and 11, good luck. And this is the second time that Seven used his canned laughter to stun and initiate onto the Mina and allow the rest of his team to then focus and burst Azure down. And that's something they need to watch out for.
Watch how fast Seven takes down these towers. They are ripping apart. Pitch is trying to split the team as best he can. Azure pulling the back in with the taunt as well. The Death Scythe going in. Poseidon is deeping in the backline. That was Moon. Is going to be able to retaliate and take him down. Nicely done there. 2 takedowns for the side of one. The trade going in the double kill. Falling of his Moon is dancing around very well. The wheel is there fighting underneath that smite, but it is not enough. 0-7 almost finding redemption there as well. What insanity! Team Noob surviving on a razor's edge, taking it to Vitality in this early game, and watch how fast the high ground falls. They are pushing into the top lane while getting value there as well. Their looks might just look to end here. Lubu, there's no point in pushing in the top if your team's just gonna win.
Whoa, look at the damage coming out from the side. With that Dark Slayer buff, they just delete Sutaro, just disappears. But in that fight under the tower, the person was Poseidon. He went in there to backline. He did so much AoE damage on Tulin. He got so many of his thunder bolts off, lightning bolts, hitting all the enemy heroes, and then using his Endure to distract the team so that his team can get the tower and win those key fights. And L'Oreal tried to come back. However, Vex timed his death from above perfectly after the Endure wore off, CC'd her, and then killed her. So very, very nice mechanical play, honestly, from both sides of the fight.
Both teams showing they can roll, they can contest, but mechanics, you said it, Sui J, mechanics are what it comes down to and micro split-second decision-making. You have a moment. There was an instance in time, and it was Team Noob's multitasking in that fight, splitting up the team, driving focus fire, while also taking down the tower, while also getting the dive, while also timing minion crashing. They were doing everything. Vitality has their back against the wall. They are being pushed onto the high ground. The minions are going in. Azure is going to find the taunt over the wall. Nicely done. Poseidon's going to try and jump out as well. But look at the damage. The knock of the Valor. Redemption crew are getting absolutely melted. Moon's going to drop as well. Beautifully done. The Joker going in. That damage is massive. This Vex is going to live as well. Chognar doing a great job healing for his team. And that is going to be the double. That was crazy. Team Noob are looking solid.
I love how they're kiting. They're doing such a good job. Vex is going in there with his death from above, hitting multiple people, getting so much AoE damage. And then Joker, 7, is just standing from behind and getting additional AoE damage. And then the Tulin also. But look at this fight here. This can be a turnaround for the side of Vitality here, and it may well be.
Vitality fighting back? What was that? Put him against a corner and they retaliate. 5-man wipe on the core. The ace. Vitality. The dog snaps back. That's what that was right there. You put him against a wall and they'll put you into the boards. That was the recovery they needed. You could not ask for more than that. The 5-man ace. Oh my. Team Noob just has to take a second to go, whoa. What just happened right there?
Yeah, you never want to give an ace over, and as a result, they're able to farm up, get some more items, but they need to build either a Tomb of the Reaper or Cursed Death against this Tulin. Tulin has Rhea's Blessing. Poseidon is so tanky because of the lifesteal he gets and the barrier it gives him when his HP falls below 40%. So you can see Poseidon playing so aggressive with Tulin because he can. He has all that AoE damage, and this is what they need to do to win the fight. They need to then counter that aggression. They need to get an item that can counter that HP gen. If you notice, Vitality does not have a heal. Team Noob does. They have to focus their execution. They have 2 executions on the side of Panda and on King. If they can use those 2 executions and delete one of the heroes, like a Poseidon, coming in there so hard and so hot, if they can kill him right away, they can win these fights turn around. But so far right now, the DPS is just higher on the side of Team Noob. They're killing. It doesn't matter if Mina's in the front. They just kill her and focus her down.
Well, when you have a rank breaker and a Muramasa, it's not going to matter a whole lot. They're just going to rip you to shreds right there, which is how 07 is choosing to build this, denying all the armor. Moon is going in, maybe feeling a little bit confident here. The smite's going down, blinking all over the place, getting the wheels out. Not getting a whole lot of value with it, though, and that is a big ult down as well. But Vitality is doing a fine job of split soaking right now. They're able to get that experience in gold, get that farm up while pushing out all these lanes. They've only lost 1 high ground tower through all of this.
Yeah.
So despite the aggression Team Noob is bringing in, they were actually doing a pretty good job of defending it. There is a chance for Vitality to come back. They brought this gold deficit down to only 6K.
Yeah, 6K is not that huge of a deficit. It does sound like a lot, but it's not 10K. And they're starting to get their jungle. They're starting to get level parity, which is very important here. Because you look at Mina, she's level 12. She's 2 levels below the Chognar. And that's something that they need to fix so that she can be a little more tanky for her team. Because when she uses Dark Dominion, the entire enemy team focuses her. She taunts them. And if she doesn't have the items and the level to tank all that damage, she just becomes like butter. And that's something that has been happening in a lot of these games. Azure is not able to be the tank that they need. And if you look on the side of Vitality, they don't have a lot of tank besides Max. So Max needs to engage here. He needs to distract them, get on their back line, distract the Joker so that the side of Vitality can then either focus down Vex or Poseidon. But honestly, Poseidon is their main target. Max is actually locked on Poseidon right now because they know if they don't kill Poseidon in these fights, he's going to carry with the amount of damage and the itemization he has. And he's building actually more tank. He's buying more health items, which will make it a lot more harder for Vitality.
And make it hard for Vitality, especially when they try and jump in, deny that, and instantly get melted, as you say. Look at it, Moon in the backline with the Injure is going to try and survive through this, diving all over the place as well. So, oh, that is going to be Zuka getting absolutely wrecked in the backline as well. Beautifully done there. Redemption is going to take down 1 member here, but they're actually going to be right back in this fight. Pitch, though, will fall, but for 3 members, he will absolutely take that trade as they now have the minion wave pressuring in the top lane as well. And watch how fast Joker is going to going to take down these towers once that minion wave starts coming in. I'm out of breath here because these fights are so intense. They're going down to King, forcing them back. The cancel after the deletion. Beautifully done. Shognar denying any of the CC as well. That is going to be the Chaos protection there, and King is going to be done. That is going to be them pushing in onto the core. Vex is just standing there to taking the... Oh, wow. A little bit of manners coming in there. And with that, we have GG. Team Noob is going to take game number 1 here in the finals. Vitality falls. Team Noob looking solid.
It was a well-fought effort by Vitality, but the bleeding was too much as Team Noob secures themselves game number 1 of the finals, giving them 1 game away from the three-peat halfway through the Valor series. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have had an exciting match, but Team Noob yet again shows why they have won 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, one word is bloodbath. I mean, Team Noob took the fight to Vitality and just made such crazy amount of plays and getting the lead.
It was solid. I mean, take a look at the stats as well. I mean, just the sheer amount of deaths. Azur with 8 deaths. That was crazy, comparing it to the 2s and 3s. I mean, Poseidon went in. He died the most, but because he was making crazy plays there. So when you just look at this, it just came down to the fact that these early game team fights were able to get, again, Team Noob ahead, and Vitality just struggled to recover from that.
And you saw the Zuka pick, last pick on red side, it was something that we wanted. Only 20% of the team's damage to heroes. It wasn't as much of an impact as what we saw. What do you feel like that was a result of, Sweet J?
Yeah, I mean, the big reason is why he couldn't scale up. Zuka needs to get ahead, and they were constantly killing Azur. I mean, Mina is a hero that when you get ahead, she's extremely hard to combat because when she's ahead, she can taunt, she can absorb all the damage. He just couldn't play and make any plays on Mina, and as a result, Zuka wasn't able to initiate, get these huge, massive AoE stuns while they're being taunted. Mina's never lasted long enough in any fight, and in fact, in the beginning of the game, they killed him. They killed Mina right away.
I think for sure, and we'll take a look at more in these replays here, just sort of the impact that these heroes had. Azur just didn't have the biggest impact they wanted here. I mean, you look in, goes in. I mean, this was a decent start for Vitality. They ended up kind of coming out on top in this fight, but it just didn't really matter because of the damage that Team Noob was able to bring to the table in the late game.
Yeah, look at that 4-man death from above there. And it turns around that fight there because Moon was alive. Moon did so much damage on L'Oreal in that fight and turned that around. But look at this fight here. Look at how the engages. And look at Pitch go in the back line, distracting everyone as Lubu. And then Poseidon, the way they juggle aggro is just phenomenal. And Poseidon gets so much damage off before he dies there, allowing Team Noob to really win that fight. And look at the timing here. Wait, and then boom, perfect timing mechanically. Awesome.
Yeah. Insane. Insanity here, as we see as well. The defense on the core jump. This was a potential turning point in this game.
The synergy of Team Noob is something that we've highlighted game in, game out, week in, week out. But not only is it the synergy of a team as King's able to, get that nice little quad kill, but this is where near the end of the game, it was the power of Team Noob that really just dominated.
Yeah, Joker, 7 on Joker, just played so well. He had so many nice engages with canned laughter that secured them a lot of these wins, and then he would just come in and secure these kills from the backline. Look at his damage items. He is the biggest damage dealer on the team, actually, single target damage. He has Omni Arms, Muramasa, Fenrir's Tooth. This guy was just making plays, and Mina just couldn't survive. Joker literally exploded the Mina. He stunned her 3 times to initiate and just destroy Azur right away, and then once Azur's out the fight, Vitality can't do much. Mina, I should say. Mina and Zuka, they tend to sometimes be a bit of a win more hero. When you're ahead, feast or famine, right?
Feast or famine. When you're ahead, they help get you further ahead, but you have to get them there in that early game. You have to start getting them that initial ramp, and they just didn't find it there. Playing those 2 heroes from behind, it didn't have the highest impact as we saw there. They had some, again, good initial attempts, some okay fights, but just when Team Noob was allowed to play their game, it was tough.
There is a wildfire in the fire that is the burning sense of Vitality right now, and it's the fact that despite the difficulties that they had in game number 1, they still had the synergy. They still had the execution, but the difficulty was their composition. Do you feel that if they can find themselves in a more comfortable composition here in game number 2, Suijay, that they have a chance to tie this up and send it to a game 3?
Yeah, I think the Zuka Mina, although it made sense, they didn't win the early game. You know, they lost the early game, and they need to pick a composition that allows them to get back into the game, and Mina is not that hero. A Lumber would make more sense. Someone that can make plays back, and plus, they picked the Mina first, which allowed Team Noob to counter-pick the Chognar against it, and I felt like they showed their cards too early. Wait for them to pick another support, and then pick your Mina. Why pick Mina ahead and Chognar get taken, and then you're like, damn, I'm screwed because the Chognar just counters my Mina.
Superman, Zephys, as well as the Zenial being banned for 3 of the 6 that we're going to have. Now, this is game 2. Vitality has an opportunity to be the more proactive of the 2 teams here by securing themselves a first pick on the blue side. Seeing the difficulties that they faced in game number 1 in Virum, what are they potentially going to be looking for here as a first pick blue?
I think here they have to have the first, I mean, they need to get some, if Rio, darn it. They need to prioritize a strong side laner. They need to get Zotaro a hero that he's comfortable
Does
on.
this create...
Zotaro should have played Max.
Yes.
Instead of Zuka.
Well, Max is a potential first pick.
Yes, then Max.
Another option that you can create. Omen was not picked in the last match.
That's totally true, yes.
Sudaro's
I forgot about him too.
Knowledge of the split push, knowing that he's the shot caller. Generally, you want a strong team fight shot caller,
Malik
but at the same time...
is taken. And Malik on Zotaro potentially could be good here. Max and Wonder Wish now denies ADC on the side of Vitality here. A little risky. Now they have to take Lubu here. They have to take potentially Lumber and pick a support that's really strong and deny it from the side of Team Noob. So I think, you know, honestly, they don't have to take Lubu because Team Noob has both side laners, but they could Lubu jungle, honestly. Team Noob can take a Lubu jungle and go in hard with the heavy dive composition. Arjuan picked up. Arjuan actually is really good if he's played correctly. He's one of the more mechanically difficult support heroes to play.
So looking at the understanding of Vitality with their composition, knowing that they're picking that Violet into the Max, how can they further round out this composition, Suijay, to potentially counteract the Max? Is now, Max, Wonder Woman, Alice, as well as Prada locked in for Team Noob. Very scary team composition. Lumia?
I don't think they're going to play Lumia. I mean, Lumia does...
There's the Omen we wanted, though.
Omen is good. Counters the Max, but Lumia is a little interesting. I mean, she does have a knockback, though. She has this one ability that knocks back the enemy hero. And she has a global ultimate that allows her to hit everyone on the map and prevent recalls. But I don't know about Illumia. She's just someone that...
Oh, no.
And the Murad.
Yeah, wow.
No.
So... Team Noob walks away with a unbelievable composition. Vitality with, again, a little more uncharacteristic, a little more unconventional teams. We've seen this. The only way you can upset some of these juggernauts, Team Noob in EU, Allegiance, Immortals in North America, is by pulling out your trap cards. Haha. Is Illumia a viable trap card in this instance?
Yeah, I mean, she's okay against dive. She has the Divine Light, which can knock back opponents, and she also has Banish, which she can knock back, and she has a global ultimate that you can use at the right timing. If you CC someone, you ask your friend Illumia to ult as well, and then her ult would then hit them and stun them again. So it could work, but again, it's high execution and works in theory, but doesn't work in practice.
Kick or clutch?
Yes.
Kick or clutch. This is what it comes down to. Either they are going to go off and they're going to make this composition work, or we are about to witness a murder.
Call the homicide hotline because there's going to have to be a real decision of which of these teams are going to come out on top. Vitality, their backs are against the wall. Let us know your predictions and see who you feel is going to win. But with that, the finals continues. The battle rages on. Who will win the war of week number 3? Vitality, Team Noob.
It all comes down to this Vitality. We showed when they were pushed up against the wall, they could rally that fight on their core. They have it in them. They need to do that literally this entire game. They need to do this entire time right now. Can they? Suijay, this is their opportunity. They need to make some magic happen.
Yeah, they definitely do it because it's going to come down to how King and Zotaro plays the side lane here. They have to get ahead. They gotta not get ganked because Sotaro is really easy to gank. Malik does not have the best escape ability until he's level 4, so he's gotta be careful. Omen, however, can hold his own against the Wonder Woman in that side lane matchup, but I'm really looking at Lumia here. Lumia has to reach her mid-game to late-game power spike. Once she's level 4, she has a huge power spike with her Cataclysm, which is a global ultimate. It stuns the enemy opponents if they get knocked by it. So the key now for Lumia here is to farm up and then leverage her abilities to keep opponents off the Violet, because she has 2 abilities that can knock people back. So if Violet can poke and Lumia is right behind her, knocking back these heroes that want to dive in like the Wonder Woman, then they have a chance. But again, Murad can poke freely. He doesn't have to get in there. He can poke freely with his ultimate, Temporal Turbulence. So they have to kind of be careful with how Murad can easily poke down 2 squishies, like a mage and a Violet like that.
So hearing you describe this composition here from Vitality, my first instinct is that Moon is going to be sort of playing more of a babysitting role here. His job is to sort of keep the Violet alive, but that's not Moon. Moon is an aggressive playmaking, damage dealer. That's how he likes to play. And if he's forced to sit back and play for this Violet, I'm not sure that's ideal, because we see the wet noodle fight happening down here in the bottom lane as 0-9 and 0-7 there are trying to get that kill. Not quite able to do so, though, as Moon is swaggering in. Lumia has to have one of the best walk animations in the entire game, though she looks like she's on a catwalk 24/7. It's great.
Yeah, you can see her Divine Light, how slow it moves. That's the one thing about her, is like it's actually a little easy to dodge it and play around it. And as a result, like oh, there's the ultimate from Bird. Beautiful. That's the ultimate. The Cataclysm. Moon just used that perfectly to help secure the kill there. Wow.
Kick or clutch. Vitality. I'm not sensing this was a totally random draft here from them. I'm thinking this is something that might have practiced. Other people may call it cheese. Here we just call it creative drafting.
Yeah, that's insane. I never thought Lumia would be used here. The dragon is pulled a little too far. Yeah. It might be reset here. They have to kill it now before it resets, and they do. Wow, that was a little close.
That could have been really bad for the side of Vitality there. They were able to pick up that initial dragon to start this off. King will pay for it with his life, but that they're definitely going to take that in terms of a dragon. So nicely done there for the side of Vitality. They almost completely misplayed that, though.
Yeah, it was a little risky, but I don't know what King was doing. Why did he go back there to distract him? He gave over a death for the dragon, and he did not need to unnecessarily die. And as a result, he's going to fall a little behind in lane there. The Vision Bird is now taken by Wonder Woman, and now 7 is going to get ahead. Look, she's level 5. He's only level 4. So they need, or he's level 5 as well, but look at the gold difference though. He's going to start to fall behind slightly against the Wonder Woman. 1.8 to 1.3.
Yeah, that's really going to be a factor here. Watching every bit of gold helps. Every bit of gold makes a difference here. So watch how this starts to stack up. And I have to say, this Arduin, not a hero we see very often, but I'm excited to see what plays Azur can bring out. Azur came in for his team in the semifinals. He arrived and he, got off his horse, said, "Hello, I am here," and proceeded to help his team win that series. I don't know why he was on a horse, but he was. And in that situation, he was an X factor for his squad. He needs to be that again, because Team Noob, if they are allowed to run away with the early game like they're doing right now, if they are allowed to continue to do this, it will be disaster for Vitality.
Yeah, Vitality's got to respond. They're not behind right now. They got to get these ganks. It looks like they will get it on 7. There with a nice Ren, the second ability Ren. As you hit the first ability with Ren, the second ability then becomes like a knockup like Lumber. This is what makes Arduin so good in the early game. He's actually very strong in the early game. All of his attacks do true damage when he uses the B ability. He does 3 enhanced normal attacks that do true damage. And look at that play by Malik.
The Chain CC coming out from Team Vitality. Team Noob just not sure how to respond from this. You see the death from above in every sense. Lumia, it is Malik, it is everywhere they need to be. Vitality coming back here in game number 2. I may have spoke too soon though as King oversteps. All right, Team Noob putting them back in their place there. That's totally fine. I can respect that. Both teams are coming out. No,
yeah,
3 kills
King's
to
gotta
2.
be careful. That's his second death right now. He's he's on the dragon side of the map. If he dies like this, he's giving over control of the dragon side to the side of Team Noob, and he can't do that. Look, as a result of his dying, they have to give over that dragon for free, and he's got to be careful every time he does that, because every death matters, and as a result, he's falling even further behind than Wonder Woman.
He got confident. They took down the bottom tower, and then he's like, I can just walk up this lane. It'll be totally fine. Oh, wait, no, 3 enemies. I'm dead now. That is not what you need to do. That's sort of, we call it a rookie move. That's a rookie mistake here. If you can't see your enemies, Here's a fun little, for people if you're trying to get better in your ranked play. If you can't see your enemies on your minimap, assume they're coming to kill you.
Yeah, and one thing you need to notice too is Vitality has 2 heals. 2 heals, and aside of Team Noob, they have 3 punishes. So the fact that Team Noob is not winning this early game and starving out the enemy jungle, starving out Vitality's jungle with 3 punishes looks really good for Vitality. You know, they're not that behind, and as a result, the 2 heals are going to make a big difference in these team fights in the mid to late game.
Yeah, those heals could be the difference maker. You overcommit. You think you've got the kill. Like that onto Moon right there. That is the power of Murad going in, finding the execution, able to get himself right back out again, already back to farming. Talk about maximum value, but all the while Omen is going to be split pushing. But that, as you said, that heal could be the difference maker there. King, actually still finding it through the backdoor protection. 0-7 is now going to be here. The Max is joined in the lift off, the charge, the follow up, the kill. And that is a tower for a death. I think at this stage, though, he's probably all right with that.
That's worth it. He got 2 towers, which now opens up the dragon side. If Vitality can get the next dragon, that will put him on a more even footing. Because again, they are not behind because of these trades they're doing, which is a really, really nice job on the side of Vitality, not giving in to Team Noob's super aggression here.
Speaking of super aggression, it is Sweetaro. Oh, the deletion, the rotation, the ultimate, the global, the punishment, the confidence of Team Noob being there on doing his pitches on the next one, the focus of the ire. Poseidon's going to try and be there to peel for seeing the follow-up, the knock-up, the damage, the back. Oh, and no, that is Pitch is committing to his doom, trying to take somebody with him, but not finding it. Vitality, 5 kills to 4 here, rallying in this mid-game. They say, we're not out of this yet. We want to make this a series.
Yeah, Redemption just came right in the nick of time. All Vex needed was 1 more auto attack to then proc his ultimate, which makes him immune to damage while he's ulting, and he would have got to kill on Sotaro, but Redemption's like, Sotaro, I got your back, I'm here. Gets that crazy bundle burst damage onto Murad and instantly kills him. And that's how you beat a Murad. You need to lock him down. As soon as you see him, lock him down, kill him before he can do any damage against your team.
Getting that initial pick there onto that Murad. Speaking of going in for picks, that is Moon now being dived, but they can't execute him and pitch the counter initiation. Moon, Illumia, not somebody you want to be diving here at this stage of the game. The follow-up, the bracers, the damage, the ultimate from Wonder Woman is there. The Preda not quite able to line the follow-up damage, though. That was huge. The Max committed onto the dive and doing what all solo queue Maxes do and paying for it.
Yeah, they definitely paid for that. And now as a result, well, Team Noob able to get this mid tower here and poke it out, but Violet and Lumia are right there next to each other. And that's exactly how Vitality wants to play. Just keep stalling these waves out. Don't let them get any more towers. They have not lost 1 tower yet. And as an ADC comp, that is really, really good at the 8-minute 30-minute mark. 8-minute 30 seconds mark, sorry.
Why are we not seeing more Lumia? This hero is doing work. Every single time Team Noob goes in, they bunch up, they try and find these picks. She's able to knock them back right into the ult, the amount of follow-up CC. I mean, you combine them with a Malik, they just have, there's nowhere, the floor is lava, more like everywhere is lava if you're the side of Team Noob. They have nowhere to go. Everywhere they try to react, everywhere they try to respond, they get shut down. But now we get into this mid-game. Now things start to get interesting. Both teams have the potential to scale well. The question is, who is going to scale harder? I mean, I have to look at this Violet, and that has to be an X-Factor. Redemption, he's been fairly quiet this game, but he's going to start to come online.
Yeah, he is going to start to come online. He's doing so much more burst damage now. He has 3 tier 3 items done. Rank Breaker along with Soul Reaver. Now he's building towards that crit. More crit chance, more crit damage is going to let Violet do a lot more damage. And the Abyssal Dragon is taken by the side of Team Noob. But what's important here is if they bunch up against the side of Vitality, and here's the fight's going to happen right here.
The fight's going to happen, but Moon is the target. That was not the bush to be in, dear friend. Getting absolutely annihilated. Pitch, the poke coming from Violet's almost up to 0, stepping up, standing strong. He's just walking in the midst of his foes, though, and he is going to fall, though, but that is the shutdown indeed. Murad going in, Pitch surviving with a scrap of HP. It feels like Vitality was trying to set a trap, and then they just got it turned right back around on them. That was not the stance.
Yeah, Illumia needed to just ult right away from the bush to save herself, but Redemption just playing so well in this Murad. He targeted and not Redemption, but Vex focused Redemption down. He saw Violet on the back line. Murad jumped in there, blinked twice, and then killed Violet with 1 ultimate. I mean, that was devastating because Violet almost killed his friends. They were so low. All she needed to do was get off her tactical fire, get the AoE damage, but Redemption did not succeed, and Vex stopped him right in his tracks.
Again, babysitting duty. You need to keep this Violet alive. If Violet survives the initial engage from Team Noob, I think Vitality overall will win these fights. There's so much potential for single target burst and even AoE burst coming in from the side of Team Noob when you factor in that Murad as well. If they can control the zoning, control the pacings of the fight, Team Noob is going to come out on top. But Vitality has all the ways to stop them from doing that. They just need to execute it correctly. We looked at this draft and it looked a little wonky to us. You talked about it in that draft, how high the execution, how much onus was going to be on Vitality. They just need to make it work.
Yeah, they definitely do, and then they need to leverage Omen. If Omen can lock down Murad and get him stuck in that gauntlet, that Death Embrace, and look at the damage, the Catalysm coming out, trying to save Taro, but it's not going to be enough, and he has to use it defensively, and they catch the Vex! No, they don't! They do not get the kill on Vex, and that is huge. They needed to get the kill on him to get the play happen and get back in the game here.
Nobody falling across the board. Finally, Sweet Taro was going to fall. Again, moments where I feel bad for our observer, trying to catch all this amazing action for you guys at home, watching, enjoying the Valor series here. This is our grand final. Let's not forget, if Team Noob tapes this game, they are going to be once again the three-peat, the back-to-back-to-back champions here in the EU Valor series. Vitality wants to stop them dead in their tracks, and they believe that this is the composition to make it happen. Once again, the pressure down here in the bot lane as we actually have Omen taking it, get a 1v1 kill onto Vex. That's the Omen we need to see.
Yeah, that's exactly what Omen needs to see. His target, his focus is to hunt down Vex. Hunt this Murad down so he cannot poke your Illumina, he cannot poke your Violet, and basically lock him down in these fights and allow your Violet to Illumina to survive long enough and get these kills because of all the AoE damage and all the CC that Azure can honestly provide along with Malik and Illumina. They have a lot of crowd control that they can combine together to really do some damage in these team fights against Team Noob.
And it's not like a huge overcommittal either. They can do it fairly safely, and that's the difference here. Is a lot of the big CC that we see come out is often put you in a compromising position. As the Darkslayer responding, everybody's going to be in a compromising position here. It's actually going to be leashed to the health is coming back on this fight in the backline as well. Pinch is trying to take down Redemption as the side of Team Noob is moving into full source. 0-9 and crew trying to split up the team as King is there. The Darkslayer is going to pick up on the side of Team Noob. All this, that's massive. The Darkslayer buff going to be going over the way of the Team Noob. Vitality is trying to rally the double heal, getting massive value. As Moon is the target, they're able to force him down to the back. He's choked. That is it. That is the zone position. Then we're at the damage there to the follow-up, and that is going to be the execution, the follow-up, the steal, everything going over for the side of Team Noob. What beautiful execution there from them. The Darkslayer throw pit was also real.
Yeah, that was insane. And Wonder Woman 777. This guy made plays as Joker game 2, and he stole that Darkslayer. He got it and allowed Team Noob to turn that bad situation into a good one, and that made up for them. And look at the gold lead now. Because of those kills they got, it puts him getting more towers, and now they're looking really good against Vitality.
King needs to be careful not to overstep because Vitality cannot afford to lose any more members here. Vitality, they were doing so well in terms of the push. They were doing so well in terms of the map control, and they are fairly going even here. But it is now the kills starting to stack up. It is now the dragons starting to stack up, and it is now a solid gold lead for the side of Team Noob throughout all of this. But it's not over yet. No high ground towers have fallen.
Yeah, it's not over yet. They do have Violet. And we know Violet in the late game can do so much damage, but they have to understand how to play against Murad. You have to clear out the jungle. You cannot give him any minions or any jungle monsters nearby, because if he has jungle monsters nearby, he can easily just hit them 4 times, use his blink ability, get to you, and then just ult your entire team and get free damage, because he can just blink back using the Santa's time to get back to his original rank. And look at that. Look at the amount of poke he's doing. He's blinking right back to his original position. That's exactly how you want to play Murad. Look, he's saving that minion up there, and as a result, look at that. Look at the poke. He just can't be touched. This is what makes Murad so dangerous when you play against a team that knows how to play. And his team is protecting that minion. They're not letting the side of Vitality touch that minion at all, because that is his win condition. Literally his win condition right here is to constantly use that minion and stack on it.
They're trying to take it down now. Moon looking for it, can't quite find it though. One more auto. Azur's literally going to go in, trying to commit. He's committing the ult, but missed it too far forward. The minion being the crux here, the play, and Azur maybe paying for it here. The ult coming in. Azur stepping way too far forward. The minion that broke the camel's back. That was not an ideal situation. They knew how important it was, Sui J. You're talking about it. They realized it too, but they committed way too many resources to it. I guess they realized realized Murad was just going to poke us down regardless throughout all of this, but they still committed a lot of resources, and now it is Suitaro who is next up on the chalky block. He's standing so far forward, able to survive. He's reached his point of tankiness now. But all the while, Team Noob is split pushing, getting the pressure. King's going in.
Look at 7 again. Oh my god, the plays. He did it last time. He used the lasso again. Wow, 7 is just carrying these fights 3 times. He got Azure on Arduin. He used the ultimate, stunned him. He used the lasso to get onto King, and then he got onto Moon and killed him. This guy is just playing Wonder Woman like a boss.
Like a boss, indeed. 07 going to be dodging the ult there. Oh, and there's not a whole lot of mana left for 09 as well. This could actually be huge to follow up the turn. The Murad, though, she's going to be choking down Redemption. She's going to find him in the back. Vex is going off the Murad. The jukes left, right, and center, but he is going to accept his fate, I believe, right here. He's dropping the slow. He's dropping the ult. Suitaro. He's going to get himself out. All the while, Azure, no, it's going to
wow.
That is how you play Murad. That is why these guys are the best, and that is why they are pushing in here onto the core, proving once again that they are the best that Europe has to offer. Vitality is trying to stand strong and rally, but it is not going to be enough here. That is going to be... I may have spoke too soon. I may have spoke too soon. Somehow, some way, Vitality finds it. They just rallied on the core right there, and they are still in this game, Sweet J. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was so close. I can't believe how close that was. The Vitality has a chance to come back, but look at the gold deficit. Look at the Adam deficit. This could be one of those signature Vitality backdoors being played onto them, because Ramad can easily come in from the backside, but Sotaro's kind of putting himself. He's trying to clear out the jungle so that Murad does not have these creeps. See, they have to clear out these creeps so they don't give Murad his win condition when he tries to go offensive against them.
And Vex has been nothing if not offensive throughout this game. He is an absolute beast. Good luck trying to deal with this guy. And the sustainability that he has now as well, building into the beast, just getting that additional lifesteal. He is so tough to deal with there. That is so tough. The spear, got rank breaker, and and he's got Muramasa. He is all
damage. No boots. He doesn't need the boots. He has Ancestral Glory.
Why does he need boots? He's speedy on his own. He just dashes everywhere. Who needs boots, dear friend? As they're pushing in now onto the core.
Oh,
Once more, they're going to look to try and end this. The split. Max is there in the back, going on to Moon. They want to identify that target. The Illumina is it, as Vex is going in, trying to smash the core as best he can. They're not quite able to find it, trying to survive the last grab of HP, but no! Team Noob with the focus fire and the 2-0 victory once again for 3 weeks in a row. They will be your European champions.